Hello guys, welcome to another video. How are you doing? There is a level of power that you can see, a power demonstration by a man of God, by a general of God, that you can see that after seeing that demonstration of power, you will begin to taste and hunger for that dimension in God. That is what that kind of thing, that's one of the things that kind of thing can do to you when you see it. In this video, God's servant, Prophet Uebert Angel Jr. tells what happened when Pastor Chris Oyakhilome and Pastor Hinn were ministering together, and he was present in that location. He actually told what happened to him as he was in the front row, but what actually happened to him after the power of God came upon him. I would like to listen to what he said in this video. Please, if you are new to this channel, do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to click the notification button and be part of the family. Also, drop your comment in the comment section.
Now watch this. Now, to cut a long story short, Pastor Chris begins to minister, and he calls Pastor Hinn, and they are ministering to the people. Together, you are seeing two generals ministering the power of God. That was so powerful. If you do not feel the power of God, there is something wrong with you, not with what is being ministered. It is the human response to the power of God. And as I'm standing there, Pastor Chris is now extending his hands with Pastor Hinn, and they're praying for people. And you see, when you talk about the great generals, such as Pastor Chris Oyakhilome, Pastor Chris Osborne Oyakhilome, DSC, when you talk about that man, Pastor Chris is a man that doesn't struggle. All people come, they are laying hands. Pastor Chris will just point. The demon is exited. No struggle. Sit down. I said, what is this? There are people coming in wheelchairs, and he's asking them a question. Do you want to walk? My gosh, I've come to the service. I'm in a wheelchair. You are asking me if I want to walk. And his immediate reply is, if you want to walk, stand up and walk. Automatically, they were bedridden since they were born. They are now 30 years old. Just by him saying, stand up and walk, they stand up and walk. What is taking place? It's the power of the Holy Ghost. Sit down. Kaliano. And I'm seeing this in front of my eyes. And Pastor Chris now gets people. He calls from a certain branch of his, and he says, I want to get from this branch. Come with your pastor. They came all the way from a foreign country, whether it was Germany, Austria, whatever it was. And he calls them. And I'm expecting for him to lay hands. And he just goes like this. I said, And Pastor Hinn is there as well. He just says, I said, is it that they're lazy or what? And people are falling under the power of God. I've come Sunday in, nobody's falling. See, me, I can testify, you can testify. I'm laying hands, nobody's falling. This man just said, people fell under the power of God. And then Pastor Chris extends his hands, and he says, for the people in this auditorium, Pastor Hinn is speaking, ministering with Pastor Chris. He says, the power of God shall move like a mighty rushing wind. I said, wow. Wow. How is it? I looked at it. People were catching the power of God, and I was the only one left out. What was wrong with me? My spirit wasn't opened to what God was doing in the time. And I said, God, do not leave me out of this. And Pastor Chris and Pastor Hinn, they just extended their hands. They are far on the stage. There's a power of the Holy Ghost. When I woke up, Jesus, sit down. When I woke up, I was not in the second row anymore. I was at the 5th row. This is the power of the creation of sons, the ways of the patriarchs that walked before us. Men such as Pastor Chris, men such as Archbishop Benson Idahosa. These generals of God that walked and paved the way for us. Dare I say, men such as Prophet Uebert Angel.